This week on Ask an Expert, wrapping. Welcome to Ask an Expert, the show where you submit questions to be answered by people around the school. I'm your host, Kieran Lenoir. This week on Ask an Expert, our question is, how do you wrap a present? Here to answer our question is Miss Gray. Welcome, Miss Gray. So can you teach us on how to wrap a perfect Christmas present?
I would love to teach you.
Okay, so let's first start out with, what do you need to wrap a Christmas present?
To wrap a Christmas present, you should, of course, get some nice wrapping paper. You're going to need scissors to cut the paper to the correct size that you need. You're also going to need some tape. And of course, you want to add the little sparkle at the end, so some bows and some ribbon is nice too.
Okay.
Of course, we want to know who it's from, so having some tags handy is good too.
And this is our present of choice.
Excellent.
We are not sponsored, by the way.
All right, so what I like to do when I'm wrapping a present is I take the object that I'm wrapping and I roll out the paper a bit. I like to try and go widthwise first to see if it fits. So you might wonder, well, how do you make sure that it fits? You measure it out. I leave a little bit of space at the back, which maybe we can't see. I'll push it to the forward instead, maybe.
Yeah.
So you want to have at least half up on the object that you're wrapping. Okay. Now there's how many sides to a box?
6.
Okay. Yes. If we don't count these sides, how many do we have?
Oh, 4.
4. So we want to count 4 times as we flip it. So 1, 2, 3, and we run out of space. So we know we can't go that way.
So we need to go the
So
other
now
way.
we need to go this way.
Okay.
We're going to have lots of extra, so we're going to have to wrap it off. So again, I'm leaving it halfway here. So we have 1, 2. This table is small, so we're just going to slide this way. 3 and 4. And again, you want to, this time you don't need it halfway, but we want to maybe leave at least an inch on the side.
Okay.
This wrapping paper has those nice lines.
Yep.
So we're going to just cut that right along the line.
Okay. Oh.
Do that. Now you can see I'm not taking too much care in cutting a perfectly straight line because I have a trick where we don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Okay.
Just put this quickly right here.
All right. So now we have it the right width this way, but this is way too much. If you have too much paper, it's going to be harder to wrap because it's going to get crumply and you'll have these big nasty bulges.
Good hint.
Let's just put this away so we have more room up here. So what I like to do is, this is where you want to measure halfway up, is when it's on the ends like this. So here we have about halfway up, and then we just kind of guess on this side what halfway up will be. I think this line here.
Yep, well we do have these handy dandy lines.
We do. So again, if you don't have the lines, then you just eye it. I'm going actually halfway between the lines. There you go. Okay, so that's extra scrap.
Take this and kind of go.
All right. I like to center it both widthwise and lengthwise
okay, so
on
let's
the
move
paper.
it a little bit more over this way.
Yep.
Okay.
Something like that. And then we bring it up to meet in the middle. You can see we have a little bit of overlap because we gave ourselves that space. Okay. Now we have this yucky edging because I wasn't careful when I was cutting. So here's my trick. I'm going to come step over here. I know, we're kind of dancing around each other here. All right, you just take it and you fold the edge over. And then no matter what, you're going to have a nice straight edge by folding it over. This is a trick my mom taught me back when she was teaching me how to wrap presents. So now you can see that all that yucky edge is gone.
Okay, well.
All right, so our first piece of tape can go right there.
Is there a specific length or no?
I like it to be about 1 inch. It doesn't have to be any longer than that.
Right.
Too much, then it starts crumpling up, and you don't need all that extra tape. Now this is where it gets tricky, and this is where a lot of people just don't know what to do. And I don't know if there's a method to my madness. There is, but I don't know if I can explain it very well. So I always make sure that it's a nice smooth cover, kind of overlap here, and I push down in the middle and hold it there. And then I just kind of press it down till I get to the corner and bring my finger over. And you can see I've kind of made a triangle at the edge. So I make that fold there.
Okay.
Then I do the same thing on the other side. A nice fold there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to tuck those corners in.
All right.
Making it smooth. And then now we have another angle that we can go like that.
Perfect.
So what do you think I'm going to do with this edge?
I'm going to guess you're going to flip it over.
I am. What if this was a yucky cut?
Well, then you're going to
make a tiny fold.
Tiny little fold.
Like that. And now we can bring it up. With the width of this, I'd probably put 1 piece of tape here and 1 piece of tape here.
Okay.
Just to hold down both sides.
1 tape there. And 1 on the other. Whoa, side. That's a yucky tape.
Beautiful. All right, so now we got to do the same thing on this side. Do you remember what the first step is?
Well, we first have to squish these triangles, don't we? Oh.
First, how do we get the first triangle? Pushing down this way. There we go.
This is why you're the master.
Well, I've done this a few times.
And then
that one.
Down this one.
Excellent. Let me bring this in.
Now, we have a yucky fold on this side.
This is a yucky cut, right?
So we have to...
You want to do that one?
Yes.
Excellent.
We got a little tiny fold here.
Perfect.
Perfect. Now, I will get the tape.
Okay, I'll hold that for you.
Now, 2 pieces of tape on each side. Perfect. Well, now we got the wrapping done. What should we do to make it look even prettier?
Well, we could add some ribbon.
Awesome.
Okay.
Now, we got some white ribbon here. I don't know if this thing, but how would we put it on?
How I do it is I just leave it on the roller because I need to know how much I need, right?
Yes.
So I just kind of pull it to the side. I don't have to be clever about it right now. Now, some people might like to go like this. Some people might also like to have it go both ways. And I kind of do that all at once. So I measure that way. And I'm just going to hold it there. And I'm going to measure it again as I pull it around. Now that would be exactly what we need. But it's always nice to have those curly ends, right?
Very nice.
So we're going to take some extra.
A lot of extra.
Yeah.
Well, let me cut here, right there.
There we go. All right. Now, again, you kind of want to find the center of your roll of ribbon. And it doesn't matter which direction you go first.
Okay.
But you start at the top of the present. You just lie it down.
Perfect.
You flip it over. You bring it together. And you just cross them like that.
Oh, wow.
And then you pull it tight. You flip it over. And now you can tie it.
Okay.
So this is where it's nice to have a partner to put their finger right on the center there.
Right here.
You betcha.
Christmas is all about teamwork.
It is. And there we go. So now we've got it tied.
That's very nice.
What I like to do first is put a bow on before I do the curly ribbons. Because sometimes it's hard to get the bow on.
Yes, and we have
when you have the curly ribbons.
We aren't using high-tech ribbon. We're just going to do a little stick on the back, but you can obviously make your own tie ribbon.
Yeah.
And push it down. Oh, see, not very high quality. There we go.
All right. So this is where your scissors come in handy again. Okay. Have you ever seen this done before?
Never.
Never. Okay, well, hopefully it will go well this time. You just take the ribbon and you hold your thumb kind of against the blade of the scissors like that.
Safety first.
Yeah. And then you're going to press the ribbon against it. Okay? So you got your scissors open. You've got your thumb ready to go on there. And you just push the ribbon there. And then you kind of sneak your finger in there and you just pull up.
Oh, wow.
And it started, we can do better than that. You might need to do it a few times to get that nice tighter curl. There you go.
There we go.
And you got a little bit of a curly ribbon.
Well, now let's do it on the other side.
Try it on the other side?
Oh, gosh.
Don't hurt yourself.
Oh, God. So you're going to go like...
That's right. That's sounding good. I've good feeling about this.
Well, maybe twice.
Yeah, I had to do it twice. Yeah.
That needed to be a little harder.
So it took it really well in the middle, so you might even need to go again at the end.
3 times.
Or you could just trim it if you didn't like the way it ended, right?
Well, that's a very nice present.
It is very nice. What does it need now?
It needs a name tag.
It does.
So, is there any beautiful sticker that you would like to choose?
I think for this one, I would go with a rectangle one.
Okay.
Yes, let's do that one.
Let's do this one. And, this is... You have longer nails.
Yeah, I can take care of that for you.
Now, who is this gift to?
I think that's up for you to decide.
Well, let's do it for Mr. Hecht.
Oh, I like that. Let's do it to Mr. Hecht.
Okay.
There we go.
To MRHECT. Beautiful. And from, let's go, Ask an Expert.
I like it.
Ask an Expert. There we go. Well, this is our beautiful present that we've made. I hope Miss Gray has answered your question on how to make a perfect Christmas present. Thank you, Miss Gray.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. That's it for this week's Ask an Expert. But we're always looking for new questions. Tweet them at @PACarlton with the hashtag Ask an Expert, and we'll find someone who can answer it for you. See you next week.